Trust is very important in all that we do. You won't believe what happened today. A guy was rushed to the clinic. This guy was screaming, shouting, calling names that his friends have poisoned him. According to him, his whole body was on fire. His chest was on fire, his back was on fire. At a point, he said he couldn't turn his neck. Of course, some diagnoses were made, only to find out that this guy was having gastric ulcer. And that brings me to this topic today. What is stomach ulcer? And what are the causes of stomach ulcer? What are those things that you should abstain from if you are having stomach ulcer? Stomach ulcer simply means a wound or a sore within the lining of the stomach. It can happen within the stomach, the small intestine, or the esophagus. There are two major causes of it. There is a bacteria called Helicobacter pylori. This bacteria lives within the lining of the stomach and it eats up the mucosa of the stomach. And once this happens, it creates a wound. That wound is what we refer to as ulcer. There is another cause of ulcer. The non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drug. Most of this pain reliever you take, it can actually cause ulcer. Some people believe that when you fast, that is fasting that causes ulcer. Fasting doesn't cause ulcer. Fasting only amplifies the symptoms of ulcer. If you are fasting and you develop symptoms of ulcer, it means that ulcer have been there before the fasting. What happens is that when you don't eat, when you skip your meals, your body produces gastric acid. So when the stomach is empty, this gastric acid will have a way to touch that wound that been created, that ulcer. And once this touches it, you start having these pains, and that is the ulcer pains. It's not the fasting that caused it. That wound was already there before the fasting. Then there are things that you feel, symptoms of ulcer. We have symptoms like indigestion, constipation. Most people, when they have ulcer, they tell you that once they eat, once they take small food, they feel bloated, they feel they have overeaten. This is because they have gastritis, and so when you eat, you just eat small and you feel you have overfed yourself. Then there's what we call referred pains. Referred pains are pains that you feel in a particular part of the body, while the actual cause of the pains is in another part of the body. In this case of ulcer, you may have referred pain to the chest, to the back, to the arm, or to the neck. This is possible because the nerve that supplies some parts of the stomach actually supplies the chest region, the back, the upper arm, and the neck. So anywhere that these nerves are supplying, you feel that pains there. And that is why it's always difficult for some ulcer patients to believe that it's ulcer that is, because they were told that ulcer is within the stomach. So how come they are feeling pains at the chest, at the back? This is just it. It's the referred pain. Then when you have ulcer, when you have gastric ulcer, there are things that you should abstain from. Things like proteinous food or acidic fruits. Proteinous food in the sense that when you take protein, it will digest. The end product of protein is amino acid. Then when it combines to the gastric acid within the stomach, you will feel that pains. Then acidic fruits. There are fruits that are high in acetic acid, fruits that are high in vitamin C. So when it's combined to the gastric acid, you feel so much pains. Foods like milk of any type, beans, moi moi, akara, okpa, okwa, garden egg, both the seed and the leaf. Drinks, mineral, malt, name them. Any drink at all that is not neutral. Then bitter kola nut, or pain reliever. If you are having ulcer, you don't take painkiller. So please, it's not when you develop ulcer, please go and check yourself. And there's this saying that ulcer cannot be cured. Ulcer can be cured. But the problem is this: if your ulcer is caused by Helicobacter pylori and you are treating just the wound, as long as that bacteria is still there, that ulcer will not go. Because even when the wound that is being created heals, it will still create another wound. So if your ulcer is caused by Helicobacter pylori, tackle it, kill the bacteria first. Then you can now treat the ulcer successfully. Thank you. If you feel this page is educative, please don't forget to comment, share, and follow my page if you have not been doing that. Thank you and remain safe.